Hi, I'm Mark Boyadjis with IHS Automotive, and here we have the 2014 Mazda 6. Now, in its first generation, the Mazda 6 was a perennial bestseller for the brand, offering up a great value of design, functionality, and performance for the midsize sedan segment. In 2008, with the redesign of the Mazda 6, it got bigger, it lost some of that performance, and certainly lost the sales leadership that it had. Now for the third generation, starting in 2014, the Mazda 6 gets a great new redesign full of new technologies, new infotainment and safety features, and it still has a very competitive price for the midsize sedan segment. Let's check out the inside and learn about the infotainment options that Mazda's put in this new 6. So on the inside, the Mazda 6 has a whole new fit and finish, which from the previous version was one of its biggest complaints. In addition to improving the materials and the touch points, they've also improved the technology. We have a new 5.8-inch display radio here that augments with a TomTom modular-based navigation system. Down here near the driver's left knee, there's actually kind of a TomTom PND of sorts that pops in and allows an SD card-based navigation function to be run through this navigation screen. Now, in addition to the touchscreen and the steering wheel controls, Mazda has also now included a rotary controller down here, which allows you to access audio, nav, phone, and setup functions. One problem we did have with this is that there's two back buttons on this system, one of which goes back to the home menu, one of which goes back to the last page you were on, but there's no difference in the icons. It's a thing that you'll just have to learn and get used to, but we think they could have labeled the buttons differently. Now in detail, this audio system offers a new selection of source feeds from many different providers like HD Radio, Sirius Satellite Radio, Pandora. You can stream from your Bluetooth connected phone, just other media that you might have stored on there. There's of course AM/FM radio, and then there's a USB port for either plugging in any type of device or an iPod, of course. The one other thing that we thought was nice is the Bluetooth integration has gone to a deeper level. They do offer message support functions, although none of our Android devices would ever actually download messages. We got plenty of notifications up here on the screen that there was a new message, but it would never download, so defeated the purpose completely. Now all of these great audio sources is pumped through a Bose Centerpoint surround sound system with 11 different speakers. A great audio representation, not the best we've heard in the midsize sedan segment, but pretty far up there. And Bose systems and Mazdas have always been of the best. So in terms of the navigation architecture, again, we have a TomTom system. And on this 5.8-inch screen, it feels kind of like a PND. However, it is a pretty well integrated function, and we do like the voice recognition. On top of that, there's no real connected services with this vehicle yet. Mazda hasn't debuted a Toyota Intune or a Chevrolet MyLink type system just yet. We believe they will in the near term, but not exactly sure when that's going to happen. In the meantime, however, TomTom has integrated some of its TomTom Live services, most notably traffic, into this system. Now, the traffic feeds on the display really aren't that great in terms of telling you what color the lines are, red, green, or yellow. However, when we were using it for routing, we noticed some of the best latency and rerouting capability through the traffic information of any system we've tested. It was giving us up to the minute, by the exit number type of traffic information and making sure that we got to our route as fast as possible, which in other navigation systems is not always the case. Traffic sometimes shows you that you're in a traffic jam 5 minutes after you have arrived in that traffic jam. So again, the services were pretty good in this vehicle compared to some others. Now in terms of safety technologies, this Mazda 6 has a lot of them, and let me take you through some of them, some of which were standard on the GT model, others came optionally. Standard features included the blind spot detection with radar sensors in the rear quarter panels and LED icons in the mirrors which help you understand somebody in your blind spot. Over the front mirror, you have a whole host of cameras that do a lot of different things. That's where the Smart City Brake Support function comes in. It's a low-speed collision mitigation that'll look out for objects or people in a low-speed situation and actually try and stop the vehicle if a collision is imminent. Those also offer the rain-sensing wiper functions, the adaptive headlamp functions, as well as the auto high beam function, in addition to the lane departure warning, which in this system allows you to switch to a rumble from the Bose speaker systems as a warning output if you're drifting out of your lane. Now, in addition, in the Mazda emblem in the front, we have a radar sensor which is supplying active cruise control to the system. It's not a full stop and go system like some other vehicles in the segment, but still gives the full adaptive cruise control experience. Now, starting at just over $20,000, the baseline Mazda 6 already gives you a selection of standard features and a great value in design for the segment. We have the GT model here, which adds a lot of those luxuries, but only tips the scales at $29,000. Plus, the active safety systems that we added as options came to roughly $32,000. Now, considering that $32,000 is the new average selling price for new vehicle sales in the US, we think that this Mazda 6 is a great combination of technology, design, and fuel economy. The latter of which we averaged 31 miles per gallon over the week that we had it. And this was because of many reasons, one of which was the new i-eLoop system, which adds a supercapacitor into the vehicle architecture and charges up to power things like your electronics and your HVAC while you're at a standstill. Technologies we wish we would have had more of in this vehicle were connected services. The traffic was great, but there was no remote services or no Google local search, things that we might have been interested in this segment. We wanted the screen size to be a little bit larger. 5.8 is adequate, but you know, when you look at other mid-size sedan segments, 8-inch and 8.4-inch seems to be the norm. And we were looking for a little bit better Bluetooth device integration. The message systems always failed, and if you're going to offer it there, you want it to be compatible. For more information on this vehicle and other IHS Automotive reviews, go to ihs.com/automotive or subscribe to our YouTube page.